Hey guys,
Hi.
what is up? Welcome to episode 24 of Signal Boost. We're at Coffee and Comics again. Look, it's so cute here.
It's popping off here.
Yeah, we love it. The food is good, and I got to eat a delicious bagel, and now I have a comically long straw. That's
Yeah.
all.
So, thank you to Coffee and Comics for having us
Yes,
again.
yes, thank you. And if you've never tuned into the show before, I'm Jessie Sprocket. I'm the communications director at The Generator, and this is Alicia.
Hi, I'm Alicia Dynamic, and I am the education manager at Reno Generator.
It does.
My
And-
title has changed a few times, so I
Yeah.
always have to think about it.
And this is Signal Boost. It's our Reno art and culture show where we talk to different artists and people, movers and shakers here in Reno, and really all of Northern Nevada. And today on the show we have, I think it's Raegan. We're gonna ask her if it's Raegan or Regan. Yeah,
It's probably Raegan.
yeah. She's a weaver, and we're really
This is what happens
excited.
when you only talk to someone online.
Yeah.
Before you meet them and you're not sure how to say their name, which is what happens to everyone whenever they talk to me, so I know how it is.
At least,
And
yeah.
all the people, lots of people who've known me for years haven't figured it out.
Yeah. People say her name wrong all the time.
It's true.
All right, well, let's go into what's new with you.
What's new with you?
What's new with me?
Yeah, what's new with you?
So my friends finally, if you tuned into the show before, you know that my
You're following the
friends,
saga.
yeah, the saga. My homies from Myers were living at my house, and after 13 days of mandatory evacuation from the Caldor fire, they were finally able to go home. So that was pretty epic.
Yes.
But first, we went to the water park. And
Yeah,
that was fun.
that's awesome. Yeah, my in-laws also got evacuated, and we helped them move. We had their cars for them and stuff, so we were just back down in South Lake yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Finishing, I hope we're done now with our helping them with that evacuation. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. We'll see.
Fire life. Not
Fire
great.
season life. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah. So what's new with me? So today I went to the Reno Air Races. It was the first day, I guess, that you could go as the public. Yeah, it was the first day for the public for Reno Air Races today, and it was actually free for people who live like right around there, which we both do. We both are in Lemon Valley, which we can see like the pylons for the air races from our houses, so we see the planes flying over and stuff, and I'd never made it out before. My kid was too little the last time we had it, so we went today, and we got to get in for free, and it was really fun, and I actually recorded some video of it too, so Sprocket's pulling that up right now. We're having the internet's a little slow here, it turns out today. I don't know, there's just like a lot of people
bumping.
on it, probably,
Yeah, it's a
because
party
there's so
in
many
here.
people here sucking up all the bandwidth, but we'll hopefully have internet in the generator soon. And speaking of the generator, one of the things that's coming up on this show is we did record a walkthrough of the new generator building on Audi. We are very much still moving in, still building out. Like, that's an ongoing process, so it's in no way representative of like what you can expect even just in a few weeks, but because our amazing staff is working really hard to get everything set up. But so if you've been curious about like where the new building is, what it looks like, you're gonna have some of those questions answered, but are we not able to bring up the air race video?
No, it's sad.
So I don't know.
The internet is sad, guys.
There's some problems. Yeah, well, that's not good because
Oh, here.
clearly
Wait
we
for it.
are going to be needing the internet here.
How's it coming through, y'all? Y'all
Yeah,
six
if you're
viewers.
watching, can you see us okay? Do you hear us okay?
Testing. It's exciting to broadcast at different places, but it's also a lot.
It's also, it's really kind of rough. If you missed when we've talked about it before,
We're talking about it
waiting
again.
for the internet to be installed. It's a thing where there's just no infrastructure for the internet where the new generator building is, so it actually has to be all it's not as simple as us just like ordering
in.
it and they come and come and plug us in. Like they have to actually build the infrastructure for it, but they are. So hopefully soon, and then we'll be able to be
I'm watching it slowly
on
load.
the fast internet at the generator. But for now, we are at the mercy of
Coffee and comics.
Coffee and Comics. And where are we going to be next week?
Ooh, we're gonna be at Sierra Arts.
Oh yeah, Sierra Arts. I couldn't remember. So next week it'll be different, and hopefully the internet will be a little better because yeah, we're
I'm clicking it, guys.
we're having a bit of
clicking
a struggle here getting this video up for you. But I can say that I really now would like to build an airplane, but that's not new. It's not actually new. I've really been interested in airplanes and aviation since I was a little kid. It wasn't
This
something
is
that I
how
was
she gets
really
so many hobbies, guys.
indulged
It's bad.
I really wanted a remote control airplane when I was a kid, like real bad. I used to order those like Tower Hobbies catalogs that like they were like this thick, and it, you had to like call a phone number to order them back in the day because I'm old.
If you look in the encyclopedia for Lady Nerd, it's just a photo of you.
It's just me. So I used to like obsess over what I was gonna build, like for my remote control airplane, if anyone ever paid for it because they were very expensive. Maybe still are.
Are they?
Yeah. It's still fairly. I mean, it's like drones, but of course now I fly drones. So
And you went in that glider.
I did, and actually the pilot who took me up, if you've been a long time watcher of this, like I did this project for the Jenny Box, and I did a bunch of
Hold on.
air races.
It's coming up.
It's loading.
It's loading, guys.
So I did a bunch of interviews with local folks doing different interesting things for kids online project. This afternoon, after we'd already gotten back from the air races, being like,
Are you
hit
coming?
me up, are you coming? Like I'll bring you in the pits.
You should
So I
go
might
back
have to
and
go
go in the
back.
pits.
I might have to go back. And
The
go to
pits.
Let's go in the pits. I love
Like the cockpit?
No, I think like the racing, like the place where the racing people are.
That's confusing. They should
I
have different
really
terms.
liked the. I'm really now in there's a class that's STOL, I guess is how you would say it. STOL, short takeoff and landing, and that's like your kind of like your Piper Cub type airplanes, like little. I don't know if a Cessna would fit into that or not, but anyway, those
Man, I
types
don't know
of
what
little,
you're talking about.
those types
It's
of little
an
like kit
aviation Jim
planes,
Jam.
little single prop propeller planes. The one that we're trying to load this video of. They're
Let's see.
really cool. So that's a new class apparently at the air races, and so they're flying those in these short drag races. And I'm not sure how compelling it comes across in the video, but I thought it was really cool because they literally they're like drag. It's wild. It's cool to watch. Plus the planes are very
So
it's
blurry.
in a truck. It's not coming through.
Well, look. We're doing our best here. Oh.
Okay.
I like that this kind of looks like it was made in the 1970s.
Let's just go with that. This is vintage guys.
We went back in time to the first area.
We did.
Ignore the golf carts. There's golf carts.
This one is so
Yeah.
Pilot was cute. What's it?
Tell me about your planes.
Any more?
Glitchy. Glitch-tastic.
Glitch.
Is he eating ice cream in the morning?
He's a snooker.
It's like us in the corner having reactions. Please.
That's how I was all day.
What's these? Special people boxes?
Those are the boxes. Seats, yeah.
I don't really understand what happens. Like, someone wins?
Yeah, it's like any race. So these are racing, and then there's like the winners probably go on. They can compete against each other, and the losers go against each other. And they go up and back. So here, but go back. This is the Usually they were a lot closer than that. But I only filmed one race.
How many races did you see?
Oh, I don't know. They're a constant, so there's all different classes, like all different kinds of planes.
Cool.
Right. So yeah.
Air
Sorry
races.
about the quality of the video and the compression, but we do our best.
But if you live in the 89506 area code, you can go to the air races for free. So go ahead, get over there.
Well,
Go
no,
do it.
I think it's just today.
It was just today?
That was
Sorry,
just
guys.
today. But next year, if you live in that area, you can keep that in mind. I think that it's still, I think it's the rest of the week. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the
Maybe
rest
just
of the
go
week it's
and be like, I live
It's
over
not
here.
that bad. It's like $13. The tickets aren't that bad for like general admission. It's maybe they're more tomorrow. I know they're more every day though. Like on the weekend, it's a lot more. So check the schedule.
All right, let's do our interview. I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi.
Hi, you gotta come over here.
I'll come in.
This is what happens. I just harass people on Instagram. It's not harassment.
No, it was very pleasant actually. I've been meaning to start making friends with you guys at the generator, to be completely honest.
Oh, cool.
Both me and my boyfriend have talked
That's
about that
awesome.
for like the last year.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Raegan Young. I am a whatever you want to call me, fiber artist, textile artist. I refer to myself as a textile artist. I'm based out of Reno, Nevada. Yeah, that's really it.
Cool. And you're wearing one of your
I
creations.
am. Yeah, this one I actually brought to the Renegade burn, so it's kind of like
Dusty.
covered in playa dust on the back. But I
It's
try
kinda
to
nice.
limit what I bring out, obviously,
Yeah,
to not
absolutely.
ruin it all.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this is a cape, it's hand woven.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this one's made of mostly wool. It's wool and alpaca.
Yeah, I've been following you on Instagram for a long time, so I love
that.
your.
What?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, you guys. Look it up.
Yeah. I want
Desert
stuff.
Drip Designs.
Yeah, Desert Drip Designs.
Yes.
And then my personal page is tagged on there too. I'm a little hikey girl. If you guys like really anything outside in the Reno Tahoe area, I'd probably.
A granola girl, would you say?
Yes.
Are you from here?
No, I'm from Texas originally. I moved here in 2019, January of 2019, with my boyfriend. Yeah.
For why?
So, I mean, realistically, we were kind of just like sticking around Texas because my boyfriend was in nursing school. But before I was, doing what I'm doing now, I'm actually an esthetician full time, and then weaving. It's something I do at home. But before I became an esthetician, I was working in national parks, and
nice.
Awesome.
I worked at a hostel for a few years in Jackson Hole, and I worked in Sequoia for a little while.
How do you like Wyoming?
Dude, I love Wyoming. Honestly, if it wasn't so expensive, I would like try to actually live
Oh my gosh,
there.
it's expensive though.
Yeah, I mean it's like the Bay, honestly. It's like that level of expensive.
But by Jackson Hole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's where I worked, and that's like definitely the place that I find most attractive. But what drew me to Reno was realistically all the reasons why I went everywhere else. It's just central, it's really beautiful, there's access to outdoors. Especially the art scene here is really cool, and just like the basis of community I think is really cool. But we just were waiting for my boyfriend to graduate college until we could finally make like the final move. So he actually talked me into Reno. I didn't even visit here before I moved here. I was just like,
Sight unseen.
looks good on a map.
Sight unseen.
It's impressive.
Looks
It does
cool
look good on the
enough.
map. It does look good on the map.
It's very
It's a
central.
great location.
Yeah, it's very central, and like honestly, the amount of friends that I have passed through just from using I-80 is like enough for me. I can see like all my friends now at least once a year, and
I have
that's a
people
blessing.
visiting like pretty often from like Portland mainly, because that's where we moved here from. But other places too. I just had somebody pass through who's from, well, there are a couple. One's from Philadelphia, one's from New York.
East Coast.
Yeah, it's like being on any major highway is like kind of a blessing in that way, because at some point someone you love is going to pass through and you get to see them, which is an added bonus to me. But being 3 hours from the coast, 3 hours from the desert, 3 hours from the rainforest,
Yeah.
And like
it's like you
20
really can't
minutes
beat it. Yeah.
from nothing,
Exactly.
which is amazing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
20 minutes from nothing is my favorite.
And I went rock climbing over the weekend, this past weekend, and it was like 20 minutes. Awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Hard to beat.
Where did you go again? Oh, no, I forgot already.
We went to Owl Rock,
Virginia.
which is in the Virginia
Highlands,
foothills.
yeah.
In the foothills there.
The one place my boyfriend's been like trying to bring me to go outdoor rock climbing around here burned in the Caldor fire.
Sucks.
It was Lover's Leap.
Oh yeah, Lover's Leap.
Yeah, I heard it was like a really good beginning rock climbing.
Well,
Like,
the
I haven't
rocks
been in
will
years,
still
though.
be there.
I know, but who wants to go to a scorched area? That's like kind of sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It's all very sad. But we're glad that South Lake didn't burn down. So.
I know, right? I was honestly shocked because the way that the wind was moving, I was
Yeah,
like, "There's
it
no
looked-
Yeah, it
way
looked bad.
this place is
Yeah.
gonna be safe, dude." But
It looked bad. It looked real bad.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
It was my birthday last week. Was it last? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks. Oh my God.
Time.
2 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, my sister-in-law's house is gonna burn down on my birthday.
Your sister lives in South Lake.
She lives in Myers.
She was right by where my friends.
So like it's like you look on the map of where the fire went to, and it's like ended here, and she lives here. You
Yeah,
know?
because Myers was the first place to get evacuated before South Lake, right?
Yeah.
I remember
Yes.
that.
They're much less protected, much more wooded.
Well, it seems like it's almost done for the year.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
like the
Well-
last few days of clear air is like
Yeah. What
going
sucks is,
outside
like,
and breathing is so nice.
Yes.
Yeah. The Paradise Fire happened in November, so it's you like it could still be massive fires for the next like 3
You're not wrong.
months.
Really,
Sorry.
yeah, I know. It's like
Just want to be realistic, y'all.
It is realistic, but it's depressing. So
Yeah.
I try to be toxically positive with those things. Just like nothing but good thoughts.
Be positive. Need to be positive.
All
Yeah.
right.
So tell us about how you get into weaving.
Yes.
Totally.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, so I actually started weaving when I started aesthetic school, which is funny. It's mostly because it's like so boring for the last
Right.
3 months. Like the first 3 months of aesthetic school is all classroom type stuff. And then the last 3 months you're like working in a like a fake spa essentially. But if you don't have clients, you just kind of sit there. And so I was just sitting around for several days or hours rather every day, and I was there like 36 hours a week. So
You had to do something.
yeah, I was like, you gotta do something. So actually, my boyfriend's brother made me a frame loom in like 5 seconds. It was super cute. We were just like chilling at his wood shop one day, and I like mentioned that I wanted a frame loom. And as I was complaining about it, like just being bored and whatever, he was literally just like walking around, and I didn't notice what he was doing. And within 20 minutes, he just handed me
nice.
a little frame loom and was like,
Wow.
There you go.
That's
here's the
great.
loom.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, that's really nice. So I started making small things like posters, and then I tried to get into like landscape style like tapestry weaving, and that was really fun, but it's really detail oriented, and honestly it was like getting to be a little sad, like working like 30 hours on a project that's this big, and you're like,
Sure.
Gnarly.
yeah, so I've been wanting to invest in a floor loom for a long time because you can make, you know, many more yards of fabric in a few hours rather than having to take weeks and weeks to do something small. But sadly, I was burdened with unemployment last year. So I was like shopping for looms all during that unemployment stretch of 2020. And then right when I got that check, like 8 months after we closed down everything, I was like, I'm buying a floor loom.
Nice.
I'm in it. So I drove out to Santa Cruz and I bought a Sayori loom.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you
which-
take such gorgeous photos with the loom. Beautiful. Like,
I can't believe that you like that's I mean for me that's what like sold me on your whole vibe is that you like drag your loom to beautiful places
Yeah,
and I'm like can
I'm really
this be my life?
annoying about the like aesthetic
It's so
portion of
good.
it. But obviously,
great.
I'm an esthetician.
It's you're an artist. You're
Yeah,
an artist.
and
You
I'm
can't always
like-
be apologizing for being aesthetically.
Well,
motivated.
yeah, but it's just
because I find
funny.
myself
It's very
doing it, too.
Libra of
No,
me.
I do it all the time. I'm always like, oh, I'm so, and then I'm like, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm an artist.
It's
What are
just
you
a
gonna
way to present it. Like, even I've been to this place a billion times. I literally work right behind here. That's where our little med spa is. I've been here a billion times, and I was like, is it really too extra to wear a silk dress
No.
and high heels
No,
and
you're
to
right.
a comic shop? Which it is, but at the same time, it's like really my favorite way to like convey my art, because my art to me feels very feminine, and like
Yeah.
it makes me feel like an elf almost, or like a
Sure,
fairy or
absolutely,
something.
absolutely.
And it
So
makes
it's
me
very
want to dress
appropriate.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which
So this big loom that you got, this floor loom, it's a new thing. That's newer than I would have expected. So
yeah, within the last
previously,
year.
would you did things like this on the frame
Can I
loom?
touch it?
Absolutely
Can I-
not. Yeah. you can play
No,
with
these
it.
are all floor loom things.
Yeah, so my bigger pieces have to be on a floor loom because like
What?
it has to be something essentially where you can work and then you can roll up your work. But with a frame loom, the only space that you have is the space of the frame loom. So if I had one that was like
It's
a
over.
5x5 foot, like I could
Yeah, we
make a
should
big
make a
enough piece
friend
of cloth, but
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can't like.
No, it's okay.
continue.
A two-person
That makes sense. So
friend
you've done all of these large
I could
pieces.
fit over you.
So all of these large pieces that I've seen on your Instagram, you made like just recently.
Yeah, within the last year. So I got this loom October of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's super new.
So almost a year now.
So is it like all the same weave? Like, I don't know anything about weaving. How does is it just like the loom dictates the weave?
So a couple things can dictate the weave. For me specifically, like the style of weaving that I do and the loom specifically that I use is called the Sayori loom, which is a Japanese loom, and honestly it's pretty new relatively compared to looms in general. Like Sayori looms came out in the 60s, the late 60s, from a woman in Japan, and the whole point of Sayori is it's made to be like a free-form style of weaving, so it's not traditional at all. Actually, it's very like wabi-sabi in nature and
nice.
based on imperfection and based on like
love
allowing
that.
flaws to come through and embracing them.
Nice.
When traditional weaving actually is like very mathematic and like this, like these right here, where like those warp strings are grouping together, even for just a few lines, like this whole cloth would be unusable in a
Yeah.
traditional weaver's
They'd be like, no.
eyes, you know what I mean? But
This is what she's talking about here.
yeah, it's just tension. Like where tension either gets
Which
messed
looks
up
cool. It looks,
or
I mean, it looks like organic.
yeah,
Exactly. It
exactly.
looks really like rustic and homey and cozy and all the things you want it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
and I like wabi-sabi
Yeah.
like aesthetics and just like the moral values of that in general. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what humanity is. Like humanity is wabi-sabi. None of us are perfect, so why are we striving for that
Yeah.
almost?
Yeah, absolutely.
But back to your question about what dictates that is really how the loom is set up kind of dictates it, or if you choose to weave that way in a free weaving type of way. So all looms kind of look the same, where it's almost like a desk, and then on that desk you have yarn that's coming at you, and then you yourself are holding something called a shuttle that holds your yarn, and you shuttle it across the yarn that's fixed onto the loom. So what your feet do, there's pedals at the bottom of floor looms that open up the string that's attached to the loom. So based on that,
Like this?
yeah, pretty much. So if there was like a desk in front of me and string was coming at me this way in rows, whenever I put my foot down, it would open up one way, and then if I put my foot on the other pedal, it would open up the other way. So
Okay.
it's like interchanging strings one
nice.
by
So
one.
that
You go
you're
across and then
you're
you
just
switch.
doing it and then your foot is doing so you don't have to go like this.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
So I just shuttle the yarn across, and then I press my foot down, I beat it down, and then I do the same thing. And I just
Nice.
switch my feet, and then
Okay.
Cool,
so it's kind of like a
cool.
whole body workout where I'm
Nice.
going like this
It's like a dance.
for hours and hours. It is like a dance.
Sweet. But
almost.
that's way better than doing this.
Well, that's what like frame weaving would be,
Okay.
because you don't have the option to open the shed, is what it's called.
Open the
Shed.
Weaver lingo.
Love learning these new things.
That's really cute. I'm about that. That sounds really good. I want to do weaving. It sounds very like meditative. And then
It
you're doing it
is.
outside of beautiful spaces, like
Yeah.
because you can just like do you get into a zen where you're just like doing it with your body because it's like muscle memory, and then you're like
Absolutely.
looking
Flow
out.
state.
Yeah, flow state, and then you're just looking
Yep.
out at the gorgeous desert, and you're just flow state, creating
Exactly.
this. Like,
Exactly. That's
Beautiful.
exactly what it is.
I want that. Can you make a Weavers Club? Let's do it.
Well, I know.
Actually, there's a Weaver Guild in Reno.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
But I think there's like not that many people in it, and there's definitely not a young crowd, which that's it's okay. I don't really care what age you are. It's great to connect with people, but also it would be really fun for me and I'm sure other people in the community to have a group of, you know, younger people that can collaborate on more contemporary design, because that's something that actually is lacking in the weaving community, is focusing on contemporary design instead of traditionalism, which, you know, obviously both have their merit, and who doesn't want a perfect piece of textile? Like, obviously that's a blessing to...
From like a master.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I learned what a master weaver means the other day, and it was like 40 years of full-time weaving.
What?
That's insane. That's insane, dude. That's crazy. I was like, okay, I'm probably not gonna get there,
That's
maybe
cool.
ever.
Okay, but if you're doing 80 years of part-time weaving,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then
that
you're
means
a
I gotta
master
be...
too.
120 years of once
Yeah,
in
I
a
gotta
while.
be pushing 100, though.
look, we're gonna be bionic. I'm very determined to live well past 100.
I think I
and
could.
be like in a mech suit.
I think I could. My grandma's like 94, and she's still walking around. She still
There you
wears
go.
a three-piece suit every day with Spanx and a
Dang,
brooch and
dude.
wig and a pimp cane.
Are you kidding
And I'm
me?
like,
In Texas?
okay,
Where's
yeah.
she at?
Dude, she's so cool. She's like the coolest old lady
That's amazing.
ever.
We have
honestly.
her on the show? What is
Yeah,
up,
I
Grandma?
wish. She'll be here for Christmas.
Bring her to us.
Hopefully. She's having kind of
Fancy
health
Grandma.
difficulties right now, but it seems like she's gonna pull out of it. She's all
Good.
fine. She always does. She's literally had like 7 heart attacks, so the fact that she can pretty much live through anything.
That's amazing. That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and she's
I
really...
hope you got a whole lot of that DNA. That sounds
I
fabulous.
know, honestly, because I would like to hit Master Weaver status before I die. At
We'll
this
just
point,
change
it's
the
like
definition.
questionable. Yeah.
That's
I
too
mean,
much.
40 years, that's a long time, dude.
Get out of here.
Absolutely.
Or we'll just make
Hey
a new
Tyler, if you're still with us, good to see you on
thing.
here.
Baskets.
I think I'm the only
Yes,
one that got
baskets.
an alcoholic beverage. I
No,
got
that's
margarita.
Nice.
Nice. I didn't know they
Like that,
had.
it's got a
Did you
metal
know that
straw.
That's the thing now. You
know,
can
it's
get
really
that
loud. I
here.
keep clacking
You
it
get a
around.
margarita. Hey Tyler. That's awesome.
So, you, like, what made you first start even thinking about weaving?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
It's just like a thing that was bothering you forever and you wanted to do it.
No, I think it was more like I was bored, and I've always made things for my house in general. Like I would always make my own decorations when I was growing up, just like painting little random things, and I never got into any other fiber thing actually. But it was just something I remember seeing, like I think it was like a woven pillow or something, and I was like, that's really cool. And then I looked into it and I was like, oh, they just like wove it on this little loom thing. Like that's kind of neat, you know. And then
Genesis of a lot of artistic
Yeah,
careers.
that's
You're
true.
like,
Yeah.
oh, someone made that.
just that it
I could
exists.
make it.
I want to be that person.
Hi, speaking of, hi Claire, we've really got Portland in the house. Ooh,
Portland.
whose bestie is this?
Probably mine.
Nice.
Is it your bestie?
Oh, it's Husel. Hi, Husel. I love you.
So cute.
Yeah, she actually models like a lot of my stuff. She,
nice.
she has probably
Oh.
as many photos on my page as I do.
Yeah.
'Cause
Rose City.
she's really pretty and adorable, and I love her so much.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Who takes all your photos?
I do for the most part.
Like on a timer
Yeah, so Yusel actually helps me a lot. She is like, anytime
Good
we go on
best
a
friend.
hike, yeah, she's a great best friend. And I actually just met her last year too, so it's a lot of like new things, but
That's
are
awesome.
feeding who I am on a very deep level. But yeah, we collaborate a lot together, and then I did a photo shoot with Mandy Zamora once, and she did an incredible job. I really like her work. And then this weekend, actually, I'm doing 2 shoots with 2 new photographers, and I'm very excited about
or
it.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
One of them will be by Moon Rocks.
Nice.
And then the other one is undecided, but probably like the Mount Rose Meadow area, I'm assuming, or like
Galena
maybe...
Creek, maybe?
Yeah, Galena Creek could be pretty. We're looking for like wooded, but has a meadow available. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
can kind of do both.
Yeah, that's
You know what? Yeah, if you ever want to stay in town and look for a spot like that, Oxbow Park is so good for that.
That's right next to my house. I live on
Nice.
Dickerson, baby.
Cool, cool. So you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been wanting to take my loom out there because they have those 3, the 3 red wooden patios that are
Yeah.
like kind of hanging over the river a little bit, and I love those. But also, it gets kind of busy back there, so it's like you have to pick and choose
Yeah.
when to
True.
go. Otherwise, you're just a burden. Bring your big ass desk out there.
And probably people have a lot
I'm
of
trying to
questions.
weave right now.
I would imagine. I think when you do things like that in public, also you invite a lot of people interrupting you sometimes.
Yeah, which isn't a huge issue. Like, I know where to go if I don't want to be bothered.
Sure.
Or I can always stay at my house, because really, like, my studio is literally my living room, you know, and that's fine enough for me. Like, it's peaceful. My cats are learning to not totally
Oh my
terrorize
gosh,
my limbs. All of
My
my
cat
arm,
would
but...
be horrible around this. I'm amazed. Your cats must be better behaved. Than
Well, I have a kitten. She's still learning. She
Wow.
gets under my skin a lot.
My cat is up into everything. He's a terror.
Luckily, my other cat's like super shy, and honestly, he's like such a people
scaredy
pleaser.
cat.
Yeah, he's a
Aw.
scaredy cat, and so if I even like say his name in a harsh tone, he'll just like back down because he just wants to be lovey and like not get in trouble.
Sure,
which,
sure.
Obviously, they have to because
They're
yeah.
bad
But it's like
cats.
it's such
But
a
they're good
hard
too.
balance because it's like the bane of their existence. You know what I mean? Like a
It's
ball of
just
yarn
like
for a
yarn,
cat.
and you're swinging it around.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
we
a
have a
cat and I can't
whole-
stop touching it.
Yeah, we're all up in it.
Yeah, I
good.
wanted to bring more for you, but I was like, honestly, I like got this one so dirty at the playa. I was
It
like, I
looks nice,
should've.
though.
Yeah, it's okay. It's some places in the black you can see like.
So it's
like,
alpaca
the-
and wool?
Yeah, this one's alpaca and wool. Actually, a lot of the stuff I've been making recently is like warm weather wear, or
Nice.
sorry, cold weather wear. Like
Yeah.
it's very warm within
wear.
itself.
Yeah. And what's your favorite thing to make? Are you all about these capes? I saw sometimes you
love the
make like
capes.
some wide like.
too.
What else?
Yeah, so right now I do a lot of crop tops with open back concepts,
yeah.
which I really, really like because it's like a design that essentially can go across the whole year, which is nice. Like,
Yeah.
it's warm enough to wear in the winter, which I have plenty of times, and then because it has that open back concept, it is cool enough because of the breeze and all of
Yeah.
that to where I can wear it in the summer and I'm totally comfortable.
And it
Nice.
feels
It's
like
really nice.
it feels like you could wear it hiking, like you could wear it anywhere. You could wear it to a
Yeah.
party and be like fabulous. You could wear it to
Exactly.
dinner.
It's a
but you could
statement
also like
piece.
yeah, but you could also like hike in it, you know? Like what else
You
do you
need one
want?
of these.
Totally.
What are you even wearing? You don't have one.
Well, that was like a big reason why I wanted to start, like, not just making little, like, because in my opinion, I've actually been thinking about this a lot. Like, what differentiates craft from art? And, like, what does that even mean, really? And, like, back in the day when I was making little things in my frame loom, like, to me, that felt like craft, where I was just, like, making things because it felt good to make them, and I was just being very experimental. But once I mentally decided I will be like making clothing with my weavings now, that was when it was like, this is no longer craft, this is like art, and I want to make art that people can wear. And it's just nice to like step out of the bounds of normal clothing and normal
Yeah.
textiles and just wear something that's funky and different, because sometimes it can just get boring to like put on a Patagonia jacket and like a fleece shirt and be like, oh, I'm warm. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I look like everyone else. It's
Patagonia
boring.
puffy
Like,
coat, dude. It's the bane of Reno. We can't stop though. It's too good. It's too
it's
comfortable.
it is perfect. Like, it's a great piece of wear and it's performance wear and everything. But at the same time, it's like you gotta have both.
Yeah.
And
This
so
has
it was.
soul.
Yeah,
It does
it was
have
important
soul.
to me to make something unique and different. That it's a style that not a lot of people wear. And then obviously the handmade factor of it, the wabi-sabi nature of it.
Yeah,
And
every
the fact-
piece is its
It's
own
an heirloom
Exactly.
piece.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is something you pass down to your grandchildren.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love that.
And it breaks in like leather, if you guys don't know that. Like, good wool products, they break in. Like a good pair of boots or a good pair of jeans. It takes a while for it to break in and it'll form kind of to your body. And it's a lifelong piece. It's an heirloom piece for sure.
I have a wool like shawl that I wear all the time. It's like my jam in the wintertime. It's so good. Just like makes every outfit
It's the
comfortable.
best fiber for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
So
very
it's-
versatile. No wonder sheep wear it.
Wow, buddy.
Living outside.
Wow, you really said it.
Getting
You said
rained
it.
on.
Way to pause before you made that too. You really sold it. If people want to buy your beautiful bespoke weavery, where does it?
Weavery.
Weavery.
That was cute. I like that. So I do have a website. Right now it is down for
Routine
me taking.
maintenance.
Well, I'm taking photos of my new collection. I'm like trying to finish it before Saturday if I can.
Ooh, Chris Payton
And
says you
then-
rule.
Hi, Chris Payton. I love you so much. He's my friend from Texas.
And Chewy's is here too.
Hate you.
And
They're
Derp
one of our-
Lord.
they're one of
Derp
our-
Lord is my boyfriend.
Nice.
Oh,
Such a silly
Derp
name.
Lord.
Adorable. Hey everybody.
Tell your brother thank you for the loom.
Yes, thanks.
Look what it's
Can
Ian.
he send us more looms though?
Well, now we know that they're quick and easy to
He
make
could.
because we were
20-minute
talking about
looms,
how it'd be cool
20-minute
if you
looms.
did a weaving class at the generator, but people need
Yeah.
the looms, so maybe it could
But
be
that
like
was
a
a frame
two-part.
loom.
Yeah.
That
A frame
wasn't
loom. But I can still teach on that, and honestly, it's probably better to start there
Yeah.
because, like,
Most
once
people
you
aren't going to run out and buy a multi-$1,000 loom. right off the
Is it
bat.
multi-$1,000 for the other one?
Absolutely. That's why I was like, when you first asked me, I was like, I'm so down to teach weaving classes, but I have one floor loom.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
We
really
gotta make floor looms
it.
too.
I mean, it looks like it.
So our
thousands of
business is we're
dollars.
gonna start manufacturing floor looms.
Exactly.
Because probably all these other companies are really
Well, a floor loom
Honestly,
for the
not a lot of-
people. A floor loom for the people.
for the people.
Where it's not $1,000. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
Sayori is probably the cheapest one you can find, to be honest, unless you get like a used one. But
You can make them out of goodness of your heart, not for any money.
you could.
I'm not.
Which,
Can I make it out of
good
metal
luck.
then?
it's probably
okay.
not that hard, but
So, but your website's down, but then how,
Yes.
they can just follow you on Instagram, and then you'll
Yes.
post when it's up again.
exactly. So my website will be up soon. It's just down so that I can take photos of my new autumn collection, and then I can release it, which will be. Right now, I have about like 4 or 5 new crop tops, which I have a few different styles of them. One of them actually is very new to me, and I haven't completed it yet, but it's like almost there, so I'll talk about it.
Exciting.
But if you hop on my Instagram page, which is Desert Drip Designs, you can see this top. I have a bunch of different colors and kind of styles of it. But it just has an open back. But in my new collection, I'm going to be doing an open back where instead of the warp being draped on the back, it's chain.
Ooh.
So
Damn.
it's going to be a little more like, I'm trying to go kind of like catering to like
edgy.
motorcycle culture a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, you put that over a black dress, and you're gonna be.
Exactly.
With some leather cigarette pants and like spike heel boots,
Wait a minute.
baby.
I feel like this is the end of Greece right now. What's happening?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
Sandy.
trying to, because that's like a part of me, you know, like I have all of us do, like we have all these different parts of ourselves and we're trying to cater to them at every given moment, but
Sure,
like
sure.
part of myself is definitely like, I mean, I've never had a motorcycle, but I like Western wear, I like Texas, I like Texas and like the culture and fashion that comes from that, and I like motorcycle culture, and I want to find a way to blend that into like my more granola
Yeah.
look that
I
I've
love
been
that.
putting
I
out,
love
but like
that.
all of it's me, you know.
I love
I
that.
feel like we gotta find someone with like a really nice scrambler or an Indian, like a nice bike that you could do
Oh.
photos on.
I have plenty
Yeah, you need that.
of options.
And then some horse photos, like on horseback.
that I do not have options for, but I would also love to do that.
You just have
one
to
day.
hang out in my yard and wait for somebody to come by.
If you want to take
They can
photos
buy all the
with goats, I have two. So if you want to do
That's
The best
something,
we can do
we
is
can
go.
walk the goats over to the hills, and you could take some.
We don't have any
That's
horses,
beautiful.
but we
I
got
love
two
They're gonna
goats.
eat your weaving though, but we'll work on it.
No, we're gonna have to not let them chew it because they'll
Yeah.
try because they're
Yeah, they're always.
Well, I'll just bring Estelle with me, and she can be my little
the goat
assistant.
handler.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be the goat
You've been
handler.
signed up, Isel.
You're the goat handler. I have treats. Don't worry. They're very sweet.
They love
Uh,
carrots.
I love goats. Are you the one who brought the goats onto the playa last year for June Playa?
No. I would be too
Do you know
worried
who that
about
was?
them. No. I think it's part of that little whale crew. You know them?
I don't know them
Starkey the
personally.
whale. Sunkissed the whale. Who are you, whale people? You know, I'm talking about you.
The whale people.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the Shithouse Boys. That's
know
how I
that.
got my invite to June Playa. They're the ones who put it on with Stardust, which is another Burning Man group. You probably know people in Shithouse though, most likely.
I went to June Playa last year, but I don't know if anybody invited me.
You don't have to have an invite. It's okay. It's just a renegade party.
So many playa times. So, okay, the question we ask everybody,
Okay.
because I feel like we're gonna just talk forever, and that's fine.
Which is fine.
If
We
you
do.
were a new emerging weaver, what would you want? What would you tell a new emerging
Yeah, if
weaver?
somebody's watching this and they're like, "Oh my God,
telling
I'm
me,
in
I
love
want to
with
be a
this.
weaver.
How do I do that?"
Totally. Yeah, I don't
So
know. It's a good question, but I guess it totally is determined on like what direction you want to go in the first place. I would say get your basics down. don't stray from traditionalism, even if you want to later. Just learn everything the right way first.
Learn the rules before
Yeah.
you break them.
Exactly.
Did you learn from YouTube or books, or what'd you do?
I learned mostly from, I took a class from, I forget her name, I think it's Rachel Denbrough, but her Instagram is Smile and Wave, or Smile and Weave.
Smelling.
Yes. So she does an online course for beginners, intermediate, and
Nice.
advanced.
So anyone can take it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It
Very
was
cool.
pretty affordable too. I think it was like $60 maybe, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
Oh,
on
yeah.
that was on sale. So I think normally it's like $100.
Okay.
But that was really helpful. And then also there's another weaver. Her name's Hello Hydrangea on Instagram. She
Nice.
does beginner courses. She has books. Yeah, they're all really great. And I think just getting your basics down, and then once you understand all of the concepts, then just try to deconstruct as
Yeah.
much as you possibly can to find your personal style. Because like I said earlier, there's a lot of room for contemporary design and weaving and textile design, and there are some people who are offering that, but there's not a ton, and it's cool to see the stuff that people are coming up with that people want to wear in 2021, but are bespoke and are hand woven.
Yes.
I think that's really important to carry that tradition, because otherwise it's gonna die because of fast fashion.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, it's good to
Then you can make
occasionally invest
could make,
in like a
like,
nice thing.
saddle blankets and then matching tops and then the horse.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Horse
That's
moms
cute.
and their horses can match.
Ooh.
Wow, that's a really good idea.
Get in on that horse cash.
Yeah, I need to get in the horse money.
Oh, the
for
horse money.
sure.
For
Horse
sure.
money is real.
That horse market is serious.
Yeah.
I have been wanting to make. Well, I've made one, but it's not perfect, so I haven't like taken any photos of it. But I definitely want to get into making like almost. I hate saying it because it's like not really my culture, but serape style motorcycle vests.
Cool.
I would like to do that, and then I would also like to make matching like children's vests.
Cute.
And that's
Oh,
mostly because my brother-in-law, well, actually my sister and him aren't married yet, but might as well be my brother-in-law. He rides a motorcycle, and he's got the best fashion of anyone I know.
Nice.
Just lots of leather, lots of turquoise and jewels, and just like,
Are they in Texas?
They're in Colorado, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they have a 2-year-old girl, and she's just so cute, and I just want to make them matching things all the time.
That'd
So
be
that'll
very good.
cute.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
something I'll try to do something like that, like little kids' jackets. But I want them to come in a pair so that they can match their parent, because that's like
I mean, that's
honestly
Can I
the
adorable.
soonest
just
thing.
get on the list for that for my husband and my daughter, please? Thank you.
There we go.
They'd be all about it.
They would be. They're so cute.
They are very cute.
I love
what?
those ideas.
Yeah, thank you. So many good ideas. I'm excited to see where you go with this. Like,
Wow.
it's cool that you're pretty new in the craft, but you're slaying it.
Yeah.
And I can just see the growth, and I'm stoked to see the new collection.
Yeah,
wanna
me
buy
too.
it.
It's gonna be a
Excited.
lot of autumn colors, because honestly, like I do a lot of neutral tone
Yeah.
type stuff, but it's because like color theory can be scary sometimes, and when you create a weaving, it's pretty hard to undo it.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, I have been playing it safe by doing a lot of neutrals. But this new collection, I'm not sticking
Branching
to
out.
any of those rules.
there, like, a
I'm
rust?
trying to so many rusts. It's mostly rust.
Not even just one.
Which is
many.
actually my favorite color,
Excited.
so I'm shocked it's taken me this long to get there.
Rust is your favorite?
Yeah, rust and like olive green. Those
Yeah.
are my two favorite
Ooh,
tones for
olive
Very
sure.
good, very good.
Yeah, but any earthy tones like that.
I
muted
do love
tones.
the subtlety though. Like, it reminds me of the desert. I feel like people overlook the desert all the time, but it's so
Yes,
beautiful,
we
and
do,
there's
but it's
so many,
beautiful.
so many like little nuanced, gorgeous things about it, right? And that's the
Yeah.
same deal with your weaving. It's like same vibe.
We got like a
Yeah.
sagey blue green, like the muted blue green that all the sage is.
Yeah, so that's like, those are the times when I'm like bringing my loom out to a place. Generally, if I bring my loom out to somewhere, I'm weaving what's in front of me at that point. Like
Cool.
sometimes I have a design concept and like a color theory or whatever for the collection or the piece that I'm creating. But if I take my loom outside, you can pretty much just assume that I'm just weaving any color that I see in front of me, and
Nice.
a lot of things will be inspired by landscape at that point.
Where do you get your string. What's it called?
Yarn. I mean, you can call it string, I guess, if you want.
It's really this esoteric word.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so I get a lot of mine from, literally, it's called yarn.com. Pretty hard to forget. I will buy some yarn from like other little companies, like Taos Wools is a good one. Ganzit is another good one. That's XXET. But honestly, it's like, it's one of those things where you kind of have to be choosy because some skeins of yarn can be like $30.
Yeah.
And a skein
Yeah.
of yarn will get me about
Yarn
that
is
much
so
fabric. So
expensive.
Is there anything you look for? You're just like wool or alpaca, and then you
I
just go
only
for
work
it?
with natural fibers.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the breathability, how long it's gonna last. Also, it's like I know a lot of people become vegans because they, love animals and they don't want to like take anything away from them. But I like kind of disagree respectfully sometimes. Obviously, there are limits to what we should take, but at the same time, like it's almost paying homage to certain things, like the relationship that humans have had with certain fibers over our entire
Sure,
existence is important, and it's a part of our history. And honestly, like there's a reason that we still use wool, there's a reason that we still use cotton, there's a reason that we still use alpaca, and it's because they're made to breathe, they're made to insulate, they all have these different characteristics about them. And I think we just need to respect that, respect like the blessing that we were given, the fact that we can even utilize these things. So that's like kind of my 2 cents about how I choose my fibers. I just want anything that's a natural fiber that I understand how it drapes, I understand how it's going to affect my relationship with wearing it and how it's going to make me feel.
Like I knit, and I feel that because also it's like when you go to all this trouble and make a thing, it takes so much time, like making it out of like a yarn that's like not great quality and
like,
feels itchy and like you just don't want to do it. But what that means is then it's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
People always, whenever they're like, oh, you knit a sweater, they're like, ooh, you should sell sweaters you knit, and I'm like, they'd be like $1,000.
Dude, that's where I'm at, and like honestly, imposter syndrome out the max. Like especially the first little while, right when I launched my website, it's like, dude, I have to sell this jacket for $800 because I have to pay myself a livable wage, and I have to pay for the equipment and all the
so much material and so
that's
much time.
the fair cost, and it's the market value cost. And who am I to drop the market value of a piece? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's intimidating to be like, that's gonna be $1,200, miss.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn,
absolutely.
dude,
It is. But it's
it
so
is what
expensive to make these types of things.
Yeah.
So
It
just the
is.
material costs. So it's like,
absolutely.
But if I
You're
get an
not wrong.
alpaca, we can shave it, and then we can learn how
Yes.
to do all the alpaca things.
I would literally love to have sheep or, maybe an alpaca one day. I don't really know anything about alpaca, to be completely honest.
They're good.
So,
They're good.
like, maybe it would work. I don't know.
They protect the other.
Yeah, they do a protect.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, they are the best fiber, hands down. But it's like
alpaca's amazing. It's so expensive.
Okay. But I can pay for alpaca care
So
via selling its fur.
Yes.
Yeah, if you were like,
Their fur is very. I thought about having alpacas for that reason.
Yeah, you can have
even
a
if you
bunch.
didn't use the fiber, if you just sold it,
Yeah, you could just sell
that
it.
alone
Just raw.
would pay for it so fast.
Okay.
Like,
If anyone knows how to shear alpacas, let's do a class. I need to know. And also, if you have an alpaca,
1-800-alpaca line.
then we can floor loom for the people and make our own fiber.
Floor loom.
could
Hashtag
you
floor loom
imagine
for
though,
the
like,
people.
well, first of all, you would have to
Oh my
either
God.
learn how to process it or get it processed.
Yeah.
I would love to do the whole thing one day. I know they have like weaving schools across the country where you can learn the whole process. That's really interesting, but could you imagine how much it would cost if you like to sell a piece that you
did the whole
had
thing.
the alpaca, you sheared it, you
It'd be amazing,
processed
though.
it, and then you spun the yarn, and then you, oh my god.
You could be like,
dude.
this alpaca was only fed, like, fancy. It'd be like a full vibe.
You could honestly like cater to your client and ask them what you want to feed the alpaca.
Yeah. How to dye the wool, right? The fuzzies.
This alpaca was fed nothing but banana runts.
It would be dead.
I love you and Derek.
Aww.
Look at all
Wait,
this
is this
fans.
Wonderful. It's people
Oh, I
who
was
are
gonna
chatting
say,
in.
no way my mom's on Twitch, but okay, it's on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
it's,
makes
it's
so
the
much more
multi-stream.
sense.
It's the
The
multi-stream.
multi-stream.
I was like,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
Mom.
I've
She doesn't even know what
often-
Twitch is.
Yeah.
No offense, I love you.
She might know now.
I imagine myself being like, when I'm older, doing that, like
Yeah.
having a
But you're
fiber
gonna actually
animal
be flying planes,
and do
so I don't know if you're
everything.
gonna have
Yeah,
time.
it's true.
And you're gonna be rock climbing,
Yeah.
and you're gonna.
Well, I probably won't be
She's a
rock climbing
silversmith.
anymore at that point.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like a new
She made
source.
my
I
wedding
taught
ring.
myself to do it.
Oh wait, the ring. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at the bangles.
No, the bangles are garbage. It's
That's
fine.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good work. Oh, I like this in the click scales.
It's got, yeah, it has like a little moon. Here's the
Oh,
triple moon.
Oh, cute. Shameless plug.
Yeah.
If I did any silversmithing right now, which
That's
I
cute.
don't, I
We should
haven't in
collab
like
sometime.
6 months. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
do
Oh,
it.
little, yeah. With the horse ladies wearing the, yeah. That's a whole
Getting close to silversmithing again. Hopefully in the new generator.
Horse ladies.
Oh
What's it
yeah.
called? What's it called, guys? Bolo. Yeah, you make the bolo.
Oh, I want to make bolos.
She makes the
My sister makes bolos.
capes.
Nice.
Done.
And the shawl pins, you know.
Well, we've managed to talk for basically an hour.
Was that really an hour?
It was like 45 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty great though. We have a couple
I think it
small
was a really
things to talk about
interesting
though.
interview.
Yeah, no, it's great. We could just hang out forever. I'm excited about it.
Are we gonna
That
play
was really
the?
good picture, guys.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're gonna see you at the generator now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm gonna
Can
play.
I shamelessly plug myself
Yeah,
before we
absolutely.
please.
That's the whole point.
There's no shame. That's what we're here for.
So if you guys want to check out my work, you can go onto Instagram and look up Desert Drip Designs. That's me. Like I said, my website's down for maintenance, but once I release my autumn collection, which will hopefully be maybe at the end of the month,
Yeah. There you go.
then the website will be back up, and it's just going to be in that bio. So again, that's Desert Drip Designs, and thank you guys for listening.
Lots of rest.
Go follow her, even if you don't necessarily think
Yeah.
you might want something woven. It's just
You
a
do.
beautiful
You
aesthetic.
want
You
to.
probably, first of all, you do, but second of all, it's just a gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, if you're an
Such a
appreciator
nice-
of art
Yeah, and a good
and
gift.
curation,
Holidays are coming, folks.
they are.
All right, we're gonna play this little walkthrough of the generator because I know you're excited to see it. And also, we are serious. We're gonna figure out a way to collab and do some weaving classes. So
Hopefully.
I think
Yes.
we could find an easy solution for sure.
I think so.
it's gonna happen. All right, let's put this video on. Hopefully, it'll play now.
Hopefully. There you are, and horse.
Oh, cute!
Horsey.
So you are a horse.
Welcome to the new generator.
Uh-oh.
We're here in the Army District. We got all these cool murals by Darren. Hold on. I'm trying to
Guys,
see if
we're
it'll
doing it.
load. I want to see if maybe I can like.
Drop the quality.
Yeah. See, because it's trying to auto do the higher quality.
Just give it that
720.
720p, babe.
720p. We're just gonna, you know, kick it old school here.
They don't need that 1020.
Kick it.
Then you
yeah.
see less dust. Maybe things will look more put together.
I
at
really just
720p.
Dude, they're so cozy. I
Well, there you
literally,
go.
on
It's
every hike I
deep
go,
now.
This looks
I bring
better. This
one.
looks like it's working.
multi-use.
And wool, like it's never
Yeah,
gonna
you
smell.
use as a
It's
blanket.
amazing.
Exactly.
Uses a pillow.
Oh my god. I know I want one.
I've been on that.
Struggle is very real with this. Okay.
Struggles real with this internet situation, guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna
trying.
try it.
We really want you to be able to see this because we know a lot of people have been curious. So, but
Let's see.
just not a good internet day for us.
Hey, welcome to the new generator! We're here in the Army District. We got all these cool murals by
That
Darren.
looks great.
He's really awesome. Laughing at myself, y'all. Kilda made this beautiful door. Now we're gonna go inside. Here's Sienna. She's getting all of our merch together. This is our front desk area and our little store. We're also gonna have our studio artists are gonna have art here that you can purchase and different works that they make, which is pretty cool. Over here is going to be the lounge for members and everybody who wants to lounge around, really. Lounge around. And then next to the lounge is going to be our performance stage where we'll have aerials, hooping, martial arts, all that kind of stuff. pretty rad. I guess we'll walk this way. Don't forget your PPE cabinet. Some of our studio artists have already started moving in. This is Matthew Osgood's space. And then over here is Kilbuck. This will be, I think, about 30 studios for various artists. Back here is some lumber we got from Truckee Paddle Lumber that is donated for the mini golf. And also we'll have our staff studios back here. In this corner we have screen printing. We're also going to have a community dark room, and we have another bathroom, which is great. Here's our awesome metal shop. So exciting. And one of our metal artists, Adrian Horsey, Landers. Here's one of his horsies. Amazing. Just brings me joy. Here's the shop of Lost Machine Andy. He's done a bunch of different sculptures, and he's been on the show before when we were talking about P-Dance on the Neon Line. Horsey number 2. Horsey number 3. This will be Project Build Space. So much room! It's fiber arts. This is our textiles room. This is our tech lab. Hack the planet. This is our office / signal boost room. It's so green. Bathrooms, education room, overflow spaces, kitchen. Our director's office. Oh, you need to know where the slot sink is. Clean out your brushes here. Wood shop. The CNC router. This is Vanlandia. Vans. And then this whole space in the center will be used for building different projects. It'll be where we do our mini golf, where we have big events, and where we make the Christmas floats for City of Sparks. This little spot over here is probably where our resident artist is going to have their personal studio. Pretty clutch. Kid friendly. Well, thanks for coming on a tour with us. We're still in, painting and setup mode, but now you got the vibe. See you soon.
Almost forgot we were streaming, guys.
All right. We're back. Hi.
We're back.
Well, normally we would do Instagram roundup at this point, but you know what? It's 8:03, and I feel good about our show today.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need Instagram. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff happening though, and I'll do some reshares throughout the week.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be at Sierra Arts. I don't know who we're interviewing yet, so if you want to be interviewed, hit us up. And thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Oh, also, we launched our artist residency.
Oh,
So
yes.
if you were a bilingual artist in Reno Sparks and you're working with your community or with just in community.
Never a day that goes by that I don't
Oh,
think about
Oh, really?
Oh, we're about to get some top 10 secrets, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Horsies today. Yeah, bilingual artist from Reno Sparks that's doing good work in the community or wants to do good work in the community, do community art in some way.
Community focused.
Yes. Go to our website and apply for the residency. It's 6 months. You get a free shop membership and you get your own studio space. So it's pretty cool. And it's the first time we're ever doing it, and we're really excited.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you, and see you next week. Bye.